The two primary print servers at Residential Life are RHSPM001. This hosts all of our lab and email station printers. The second is RH004. This hosts all of our staff printers. It's important to remember that all lab and email station computers be connected to RHSPM001 and all staff computers be connected to RH004. Things to know. Lab printers are added using printer scripts. Printer scripts are added using local computer group policy. All printer scripts are located under C tools on the local machine, and each lab has its own printer script. On this slide, we're going to show you how to add a lab computer to the print server RHSPM001. Today we're going to go over how to add a lab printer to a lab computer. So right now we are in Annie Boyd Hall. We're on a computer that doesn't have a printer, and we need to connect this lab computer to a lab printer. So to do that, we're going to add it using a startup script. So you want to click on Start, and we're going to go to Local Group Policy. So if you don't know the shortcut, just type in Group, and then it will show up. It's going to be this third one here, Edit Group Policy, and again, this is the local group policy. So you click there, and you wait for it, and it opens up. The next setting we're going to do is going to be a user configuration. There's computer and user, but this is user because it's unique to every user that logs onto the computer. So under user configuration, you're going to click Windows Settings, and under there's our scripts, log on, log off. And this script is going to be a logon script. So anytime any user logs on, it's going to run this script. And so there's no scripts there, so we have to add a script. So you click Add, and you put it in the script name. So you don't have to remember the script name, you can browse for a script. And pretend this isn't here for a second. If that wasn't there, which usually it doesn't show up, you would browse for the script. And our printer scripts are located under C, Tools, 2014 printer scripts. And so whatever the current year is, we usually try to update it. And if you notice, this folder is hidden right here. So if you went to C Tools and it wasn't here, you'd have to unhide the folder, and there's a way to do it really simply under my computer. But it's here, so we're going to go to C Tools 2014 printer scripts. Open it up, and you have every lab and all of the printers. And so like I said earlier, we are in Annie Boyd, so you simply click the Annie Boyd Hall printer script. Click it, and then you add it. And so that's it. You hit apply, you hit OK, and then that's it. Now when you log off and log back in, that script will run and it will add the Annie Boyd Hall printer script. And then the next slide will go over a little bit on what is actually in the script. In this section, we're going to talk about adding staff printers. Things to know. Staff printers refer to the shared network printer that they use. It's black and white in color, not the printers connected by USB cable in their office. Network shared printers for staff are located on RH004, not RHSPM001. The staff members should be logged on before adding the printer. In this slide presentation, we're going to show you how to add a staff computer to the print server RH004. In this section, we're going to talk about how to add a staff computer to a staff printer. In the previous section, we talked about a lab printer to a lab computer, but now we're going to add a staff printer. So we're going to pretend that we're on the third floor of Grace King Hall, and we have a request from a staff member to add the color printer on the third floor of Grace King Hall. One thing that's a little bit different about a staff printer is that you have to make sure that the person that's going to use it is logged on to the computer. So once they're logged on, you click on Start, Devices and Printers. You're going to add a printer. You're going to add a network printer. And to save yourself some time, you're going to click on the printer that I want isn't listed. Click there. And you're going to connect to a printer share. To do that, you do \\\, and you add in the print server name. Remember, for the staff, the print server is RH004. And if you're lucky, it'll actually populate most of the printers there. If not, you'll have to know the printer name. But we're adding the Grace King 300 color printer, so it's there. You click there, and you click Next, and then it looks for a driver, and it downloads the driver. Typically, if the person isn't an administrator, you'd actually have to put in the admin password, but if I'm logged in as myself because I didn't have a staff member here, so I'm actually an administrator, so it just went through. But typically, most staff members are not administrators, so you'd have to put in your password or RH Tech. And then once it does that, click Next. You can either set it as a default printer here or printer test page and then click finish. So again, to add a staff printer to a staff print server, you click on add printer, there, printer isn't wanted, and then the share name here of the printer, RH004. And that's it. In this section, we're going to talk about adding a printer to the print server, things you need to know. IP address, or IP, is a unique numerical address that identifies a device on the network. It can look like this, 130.39.4.5, or it can be 10.20.17.1. Note that all Reslife printers should have a 10.20.x.x, where x is a representation of numbers. Media access control, or MAC address, is a unique identifier assigned to a network device for communications. The format of a MAC usually appears like 0.0 and you have a semicolon in between, or the numbers could all be pushed together. Things to remember about the MAC address and the IP address is that in order for our network printers to print, they need an IP address. We use the unique MAC address of a printer to assign the printer a unique 10.20.x.x, again where the x's are numerical holders IP address. If the printer has the wrong IP address, it's important to remember that the lab computers will not be able to print. In this part, we're going to show you how to find the MAC address of a printer. You're going to go click on OK, scroll down the menu to Information, it's 2 clicks, click OK. You're going to scroll down to Print Configuration, click OK. And this is a HP LaserJet 3015. We have these in most of our labs. The menus are going to be pretty similar, so just click and just wait. It's 3 pages. The information that we need is going to be on the second page. So you just look past the first page and go to the second page, and you see listed here, the MAC address is listed as hardware address. They're the same thing, 6C3B, that's the first part of the MAC. You look down to IP address, see 10.20, that means that this printer is good to go. In the video presentation, if you have any additional questions in reference to printing, search for the printing section on RH Wiki. You can also ask one of our leads. If you're viewing this for the first time, see a lead tech about the post-assessment that you should take.